and being alone are not the same thing. In this video, I'm going to discuss what's underneath this emotion of loneliness and the 3 things that you can do to help overcome feeling that way. Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm here to help you transform your life so that you can live as most authentically and happily as you can. If you're new to my channel and you like my content, please subscribe. Okay, let's get right into it. So let's talk about the emotion of loneliness. And notice how I am referring to it as an emotion, because that's exactly what it is. Loneliness is a feeling, it is not a fact. It is usually steeped in feelings of rejection, abandonment, lack of self-love, and lack of self-worthiness. A lot of these emotions tend to go back to your childhood. So what I would encourage you to do is, if you are feeling that sense of loneliness, that sense of emptiness, try to actually, instead of surrounding yourself by people, trying to surround yourself with activities and things to do, that is not going to help you overcome that feeling that you have, that emptiness, that void that you may have, that is causing the sensation of loneliness to be within you. What's actually happening is, this is you or your higher self screaming out at you that you need to look underneath what is happening for you. So the very first tip that I can give you in terms of trying to address this feeling is to try to place an awareness on what is happening for you and why this feeling of loneliness is coming up for you. I will give you an example. So a couple of years back, when COVID had hit, I all of a sudden felt this tremendous sense of loss, emptiness, loneliness inside. And I was absolutely not alone. I was always surrounded by people. I was working full time. So I was doing things, but there was still that sense of emptiness that I kept feeling. And so what that forced me to do is, it really forced me to have to go within to examine what was underneath that was triggering these emotions. So what I ended up doing a lot of is, actually, I started a practice of mindfulness and meditation. That's how I got into it, is because I wanted to place an awareness on what was happening for me. And as I was going through my meditation practice, I started to realize that these emotions and feelings were actually something that was steeped in my childhood, the lack of self-confidence, lack of self-worthiness, lack of, not even feeling like I truly knew who I was. And so what I would recommend for anyone is, if you do start a mindfulness practice, know that meditation, while it's not going to completely solve and get rid of these feelings of loneliness, what it will do is it will help you get into the mode of being present, being aware, and really starting the process of going within. The way that you can start meditating is by literally closing your eyes, listening to your breath, allowing the breath to go in and out. If you go for a walk, just stay present, put some calming music in your ears. So again, try to place the awareness on where this loneliness is stemming from. And a lot of times it is, feelings of rejection, feelings of abandonment. A lot of kids that went through a divorce in their childhood tend to have these types of feelings of self-worthiness, that, I wasn't loved, I was abandoned by one of the parents, or my parent worked a lot of late hours and therefore was never there for me. So try to really go within and examine what might be happening for you, because it's not that you are alone, I assure you. It is that there are emotions within you that are screaming out at you that you need to go and examine. The second thing I would recommend is, once you place the awareness on, yes, there's this feeling of loneliness, it is caused by A, B, C, or D, rejection, abandonment in my childhood, or I'm rejecting myself because I'm not working in a job I love. I'm rejecting myself because I'm not placing the boundaries that I need to in my life, and I'm allowing everybody to do whatever they want. I'm people pleasing all the time, right? These are all the ways in which we reject and abandon ourselves. So when you actually make that list, or when you come to that realization of what's behind it, try to accept it. Acceptance is so important in the process towards, feeling better. And what do I mean by acceptance? I'm not saying that you need to like it, that you need to condone it. I'm not saying that you need to feel great about the fact that you feel rejected or abandoned, or that you don't like the fact that you're a people pleaser, right? That's not what I'm saying. But by accepting it, by saying, yes, things are the way that they are, you're actually saying, okay, I am not rejecting myself any longer. I'm accepting things just as they are. I don't like it. I don't condone it. I may even want to change it, but I accept it. And that acceptance is actually going to bring a lot of peace and calm to your, to your beingness, to the way that you're feeling inside. And then the third thing that I would do after you have placed the awareness, after you have accepted where you're at, that's when you can start to think about, well, how do I change? What do I need to do differently in my life so that this feeling of emptiness, of void, goes away? So some of the things that I went through in my personal journey was that I went on a journey of actually self-discovery. So I went and I literally asked myself, who am I? Who is Vicky? And in who is Vicky, it's not that I'm a mom or that I'm a professional or that I'm a runner. Those are just all labels and roles that we play in our lives. But who am I? What do I like to do? What are my personal boundaries? What is okay? How do I want people to treat me? How do I want to treat others? How do I want to feel when I wake up in the morning, when I grow up too? So I really went on this journey of self-discovery that meant a lot of journaling. I actually ended up spending a ton of time alone and not around people, because by being alone, I was going within and I was giving myself the time and the spaciousness to really find myself, find me, not others' definition of me, but find me. So journaling really helps with that. Also, just writing things out. What are the things that I like to do? What are the things that I want to do? What's on my bucket list? What are the things that I'm really horrible at that maybe I want to try? So for example, I've always been really fascinated by pottery. And I knew that I'm really not very artistic, but I decided to enroll in a course. And what was fascinating is that I ended up being absolutely awful at it, but what happened for me was that I showed myself that I can do the things that are hard, I can do the things that are uncomfortable, and I can still be okay. So I started to take these low-level risks that showed me, that proved to me that I can do these things. I also started, enrolling in other classes. I got a dog. I started meeting a lot of great new friends by getting a dog. So there are lots of things that you can do to overcome or to meet new people, to overcome these feelings of loneliness, but everything starts from within. You need to examine what is happening for you, because your inner state is actually a reflection of your outer state. And when you get into a space of self-love, self-worthiness, knowing who you are, what you stand for, how you want to live your life, your energy is actually going to start to shift. And when your energy shifts, your life is also going to shift, and it is going to change. So I hope that you find this content useful. Start journaling, start meditating, start going within, start spending time by yourself. It is okay. Being alone is not the same thing as loneliness. Spend time alone, examine yourself, go within, find yourself, find your self-love, and please share about your journey and how you're coming along, and comment below. If you like this content, subscribe, and I will be sharing a lot more tips on overcoming loneliness.